Hello, folks. Welcome to RimWorld. Today we are going to be playing the scenario which is going to be Ancients against the Void. We'll be starting a new colony, so let's go. We'll choose a new custom scenario that I designed, that is the Ancient Sanguophages against the Void. We'll go through the history and the lore of this later on in the game, but overall we'll be starting with one Sanguophage character that is awoken inside a vault, and we need to fight against the whole void world. We'll be playing at 500% difficulty as usual with Alfred the Ancient. We'll choose losing is fun, 500%, and reload anytime. Next. We'll start with a custom seed called Void. So if you want to play along, you can choose this one. We'll increase the world population to somewhat crowded because we want to be able to quickly trade around. And let's go. So this is a list of mods I'm using. It is a long list, but overall the whole list would be available in the description if you like. But mostly, most of them are quality of life mods. Other than that, there are only two important mods. This is Void as well as the Ancients. So let's take a look at where do we want to settle here. Overall, I think this cluster seems pretty reasonable because it has two of our almost allies that are near us. So you can see this, the Northeast Hiruia. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this, but Northeast Hiruia is, I'm gonna call it, is one of the almost allies, which is neutral. Okay, so we'll choose something like somewhere over there, and let's go. I'll be going with a custom ideology I already created for this playthrough. So let's go load that one. It's called Ingrid's Pledge. So here's the story. The story is the age-old story of human greed. Sanguophages and humans were at war since the beginning of time. This continued until the arrival of Void to their world. The Void, with their unimaginable technology, took over Sanguophages and human cities alike with ease. Realizing insufficiency of their forces against the Void, human beings and Sanguophages decided to ally themselves until they have eradicated Void. Now, being ageless, Sanguophages have accumulated knowledge of ages. With this knowledge and human ingenuity, they together created a super soldier program. This program, where volunteers would risk their lives for the hopes of gaining powers that would rival the Void tech. They fought together for years, pushing Void back over time. However, when the goal was just a stone's throw away, human greed took over. Seeing this as a golden opportunity, they turned against the Sanguophages and gave up their locations to the Void, hoping to have the whole world to themselves. Alone and betrayed, Sanguophages fought valiantly until the bitter end. Seeing their inevitable destruction, the eldest of the Sanguophages, Ingrid, the last of her kind, went into her death rest in her vault. Her minions around the world followed, awaiting Ingrid's return. Before she started her long slumber for the fortunate day of return, Ingrid took this pledge of vengeance. Ideology basically relies on four interesting memes: Supremacist, which gives us shooting and melee specialist; Pain is a virtue because we'll be living a very nomadic life without any comforts. Because during the initial phases of the game, we won't be able to tackle any of the void traits. Other than that, we have Darkness to our advantage and Blood Feeders because we are obviously Blood Feeders. Now, we'll be starting with a couple of memes that or traits that I like to play with, like research is very fast, cannibalism preferred because obviously this is RimWorld, temperature rough, and corpses don't care because it's just annoying to me. Finally, we have some rituals like scarifications, which is a mandatory ritual, and pledges sacrifice, which basically gives us just the mood points. And we have our relic, that is the pain speaker. So we'll be starting with our starting character called Ingrid. She is decent at melee, decent at construction, somewhat animals, medical, social, intellectual. She's a iron willed, tough, and trigger happy Sanguophage. So, after being pushed to death threats by human betrayal in your fight against the void, you are the last remaining Sanguophage. You await your return for the fortunate day. Over the centuries, the world might have forgotten your existence, but time could never heal the perpetual hatred in human hearts. One day, an unexpected night started with no end in sight. Totally underprepared, would this be the day you wake up from your slumber? Would you be able to survive against the rising void and human hatred? So let's get started. So Ingrid is a vampire and she's spawned inside a vault. Now, this currently we don't know anything about this map, but we need to get out of this vault as soon as possible. And by as soon as possible, I mean tomorrow by 6 a.m. So we have 24 hours to get out of this vault. The reason being, Void Storyteller or Void mod basically has a special event that triggers on the day two. And if we don't go out and that event triggers, then your run is gone. So let's just quickly go and start hacking the doors. So you can see here, Ingrid is a pretty good hacker in terms of intellectual, and she should be able to get out of this vault pretty soon. So let's keep tabs. Now, while Ingrid does this hacking, let me tell you about this ancient mod. So, ancient mod gives you superpowers. These superpowers are kind of somewhat similar to what you get in the royalty DLC, but royalty basically gives you these superpowers for more or less free, without any side effects or consequences. On the other hand, what this ancient mod does is it gives you the superpower, but it also gives you some kind of a, I guess, a disadvantage to balance it back. So let's take a look what we roll with Ingrid. So we cannot select this power at the beginning of this game, but we just have to see a roll. So let's see what we got. So Ingrid has a superpower that says promising candidate. So for this, what it essentially does is it reduces the experiment failure chance to 0%. That's a very lucky find in terms of superpowers. So each time you want to get a superpower, you basically need to put the pawn in a machine, and based on number of additional facilities that you have attached to it, you have a percentage chance of failing or passing the experiment. If you pass, you get the superpower. If you don't, then your pawn dies. So what this does is basically Ingrid has a superpower that she would not die in the experiment. So we can grant her more superpowers by finding that machine in the vault. But to balance that, Ingrid got a weakness, and her weakness is immature. So majority of the metal breaks are tantrums for Ingrid. Okay, that's not so bad, but still, that's pretty good. Let's continue hacking fast. Oh, Ingrid, don't run away. Let's just hack all of the doors and then you can sleep or eat. Now, some of you may notice that I'm hacking one particular direction. So generally, vaults will have one exit and one exit only. And I am not really sure if this is the right one, but it seems like it because of you can see these turrets. Oh, damn it. So this is the event I was dreading about, and we are almost there. Let's hope it's not bugged at this point. Come on, Ingrid, you can do it. Wonderful. So this is not bugged. So sometimes what happens is if you are not out at the point when they are supposed to reach you, this negotiator never arrives with the group. So we got lucky in that terms. So let's see what how it plays out. Slow down a bit. So a group of five well-dressed, heavily armored individuals with purple-colored masks and piercing blue eyes stare into your soul as they approach you. They come bearing gifts. They make it clear that they have come here to negotiate and not to fight. Greetings. We are Void. You are unlawfully trespassing in our newly annexed territory. You must leave this world at once, or else we will have to forcefully remove you. You have to leave this planet effective immediately. The advisor sizes you up briefly as you think of your reply. You have three responses options below. So I have played this scenarios before, and the options basically boils down to what do you want to do. So let's see. I definitely do not want to attack them. So let's see if I cannot see their powers, but let's see if we probably will have to beg for mercy. This gives us some time. So the Void Advisor, cold and emotionless, looks down on you as they try to move them with the words. You have. You have 30 days. This is all we will give you as grace period before you leave us no choice. Please extend us the courtesy and respect that we have given you. Then we will find common ground. On one final thing, please accept our token of hospitality. We present you a leaving gift. Goodbye. Close. So now let's take a look at some of these characters and what they have. So let's take Magpie. So you can see here, Magpie has a bunch of implants. So these are void specific implants that basically gives them very powerful consciousness manipulation. Eating 200 manipulation is 575%. Let's take some of the look at the armor and stuff. So they have combat armor penetration shield is 100. They also have a shield which allows them to shoot one way and not take any damage. Work wise, we already know that. Armor. So their armor is pretty tanky in this particular case, but not this particular bit. Now, just to see how powerful they are, let's say for the sake of it, in a different parallel universe, a different parallel reality, Ingrid wanted to attack them. Now, Ingrid is a vampire and she is very strong. And she has a strong melee damage gene as well. But let's see how good she does. This gene is probably not gonna be any effective against these things. And we also have a little bit of support from our turrets, but I don't think they are going to help at all. On Ingrid. Look at that. Health. What did you get? A bruise. What did Ingrid get? Crack from a void arm and a bruise. Let's continue. Ingrid, you have what do you have? Oh, piercing spine. Let's just do that. Okay, still. What about fire speed? Okay, now they became hostile. So let's enjoy. And look at how fast they run. These turrets are not even getting through their shields. Okay, that's it, expected. Come on. Nope, no damage whatsoever. He has already healed up all the bruises he got, and Ingrid is still pretty much damaged. Let's see how do they do against the mechanoids, if we can. So, using the dev mode, I just called in two friendly mechanite trades of 10,000 points each. Let's see if they can do anything against these before they leave the map. But we still have two competitors, Magpie and Tom, and they are against a bunch of centipedes and scythers. Scyther able to do anything to him? Health? Just some cracks, and Scyther is dead. Tom, are you any good? These guys are just walking off. Come on, take down at least one. I still nothing. This guy is just walking off. How many centipedes are there? Six blasterous ones and three. Nine centipedes. He's just walking it off like nothing has happened. This is how powerful the void is. And he's about to leave the map with 53% health left. And most of it will automatically regenerate and recover. Damn. So let's go back to the universe where Ingrid did not do the stupid thing. Now, let's crack open some of these doors, see what we have. This is done, done. This is just bedrooms. What is here? You see, Ingrid is very, very hungry. We need to find food pretty soon. Again, more bedrooms. Uh, let's go here. Nope. Utility room. So this one you can see is locked. We need to basically connect power to it to actually unlock it. Okay. I think this is the room which will have some food because it's right next to the hydroponics. So let's just build some power conduit and uh, try to get there as soon as possible. So Ingrid, take some steel and work on this, please. Hold this door open. You don't need to close all the. Hold all of these doors open. There's no need to close them. Come on. Wait. Why are you going there? Just build it first. Now come here. Should open. And there you go. Oh, yes. Need, survival meals. Let's go and eat. You have deserved it. So I'll open some of these doors offline so you don't have to bear through the long waiting period that I'll have to wait. But otherwise, I'll see you afterwards. So we have opened up almost all the rooms in the vault except for the last one, I guess. We can do that. So this one we can see there's just a bunch of chem chem fuel here, I think. Um, in this room we just nice. Marine armor. Do one thing, Ingrid. Go and pick that up. And what weapon do you have? You have a normal bolt action rifle. Yeah, that's not very good. Let's swap it with a normal, I guess, assault rifle. Yeah, a normal assault rifle. If you can do this quickly, please. Okay, equip. Now you can also see in here. Let's see. So this is the superpower thing I was mentioning about. So here we have a gene tailoring pod which requires some fuel. The fuel comes in the form of these super nanites, and for each iteration it takes around like 2 days to actually um, assign any superpowers, and these are additional buildings. There are tons of different kinds of buildings that we'll go and see through later in the game playthrough. But also, most of these do is they reduce the failure chance. This one does that. This one also reduces the this one reduces the injection time, like the amount of time needed for getting a superpower. This one failure chance. What does this do? Fail chance again. And yeah, this is just a storage. So let's go, Ingrid. Continue hacking. Finish up this vault. You can also see there's like uh yeah, ancient crypto sleep casket, I guess. Sarcophagus. Okay. So sarcophagus. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyways. So we will hack this one and then we'll have to hack that one to wake up other people. We are also playing with simple sidearms mod, which allows us to carry more than one weapon. This would be very useful in terms of close combat fighting as well as range fighting. We got literal medicine, not so useful as well. Let's continue exploring. This is a pretty good enough wall to get started, but overall, the game plan. So, currently, we won't be able to defend this wall if Void attacks us. Their soldiers are super powerful. The only way Ingrid might be able to compete with them is by either getting superpowers or getting some weapons that can actually penetrate void shields. So we need to get some anti-material rifles and weapons for that. And those weapons can only be found through purchasing right now because we don't have enough crafting skills or research to make those weapons right now. So let's see the world. So the reason why we circle here is we have close trade partners, that is this Northeast Hiruya Union, as well as Void, which is neutral to us for the first 30 days, the grace period. So we need to gather as much wealth as possible in the first 30 days to buy some interesting weapons from Void so that we can upgrade our characters. Great, you're done with this? No, not yet. Okay, let's just finish this hacking quickly. How much? What's the hacking speed? Your hacking speed is pretty good, 120%. It's not bad. Your intellectual is rising. It's started with something around 17, I believe. Now it's 18. Okay. And we are almost done. Let's open this cryptosea casket and see which of our minions are here. And we got a first recruit, Tony. You have successfully recruited Tony. Let's see what your skills are like. So Tony here is a bloodlust brawler that is a 52-year-old male who is really good at melee crafting. Oh, medical, lovely. So now Tony can help add some implants to Ingrid and perform operations on Ingrid, and Ingrid can do this probably the same on Tony because she has decent enough medical. Let's see, Tony, what else do you have? You have superpowers, right? Yes. So your superpower is empathy. Empathy is a superpower. Damn, I would be surprised. So empathy, cast it on an ally to give them a strong mood buff lasting 24 hours. Okay, that's good. And bloodlust. Interesting. The bloodlust character also got another drawback, that is bloodlust. So basically it's a no because the character is already bloodlusted. Yeah, that's pretty good, Tony. What weapon are you carrying? You're carrying a machine pistol. And you have a 16 like. Do you have anything here? I do not think so. So there's nothing better here. So let's just grab as much stuff as we can from this place, try to sell it off, and just go from there and see how much money do we have. Oh, also, before we do that, Ingrid, do me a favor and find me the location of the next vault. So this basically gives us the location for the next vault where we can raid and we can see what is there. What are you doing, Tony? Conditions need. I did not see that. Tony is asthmatic. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just tend Tony without any medicine. Hey, Tony, you can self-tend as well. Don't need to wait for Ingrid to do that. Come on, tend to yourself. Prioritize tending once you're done vomiting, I guess. Right. Medical treatment needed. Brawler has range weapon. Yeah, I know that. What are your needs like? Oh yeah, Tony is a brawler, and carrying a range weapon is very bad for his mental health. So just drop it. There's no point you carrying that. Just carry the piece of wood. That's better than that. Come on, Ingrid. You can finish this hacking pretty soon. So this will allow us to go from vault to vault, jump from one vault to another, and that would be our primary way of recruiting people, finding the people who are sleeping in the vault. They should automatically join us because we are of the same faction as them, as per the story as well. And there we have the next vault. Okay, Ingrid, you deserved it. Take a break, have some meal, take a nap. And this one doesn't need to be, but you can just sleep there. This thing also has some nanites inside it. So what if I deconstruct it? Will it give me those nanites back? You can see there's like 5 fuel loaded in it here. And these things sell for a pretty penny. 3400. So that would be probably our main way of gathering the wealth. By hitting vault to vault and gathering as many of these super nanites as possible. I'll also grab some food while we are on the way because we don't really need to grow food as long as we are hitting walls at a consistent rate. On internet, show me the nanites. Oh yeah, we got 5 nanites out of it. That's amazing. Right. So this is what we are going to carry, the next one, and we're just going to abandon this wall. There's nothing else that we need out of here. Okay. So, start the Great. Being lazy. Just get on. Now you can also see Ingrid is losing hemogen over time. She's a vampire and she needs to drain hemogen from other people. So we'll have Tony has to be, I guess, the sacrificial lamb. So let's go here and let's just abandon. And we are here. Trade. So this is what I'm going to be selling. Advanced components, 7 nanites, 1 cover fruit, and 24 glitter medicine. This is all we could carry from the vault. And we are going to get like pretty 15,000 silver out of it. We will buy 2 alpacas. It will help us carry more the next time we are here. We got an amputator for our melee guy. I already forgot his name. And let's see, we have cloth void tech suit, cloth void tech skin. So let's check out some of these things and what properties they have. So a void helmet, the basic version of it, I got, which gives us size and sensitivity of -100%. So all the drone's effects are totally negated and 100% environmental resistance. This is not really useful for Ingrid, but if you see, we have 120% sharp armor, 50% blunt, and 60% heat resistance. That is pretty good for a headgear, for a basic headgear. Next, we go to the cloth void tech skin. So this skin allows us movement speed of +3 and global work speed of 3 + 300%. That is crazy. 300% of working speed. Damn. So that's why void tech is so powerful. We are also getting a void tech suit that this allows us to basically have a better trade negotiation the next time we are going to be doing this kind of negotiation. Now you can argue that I can buy this first and put it on Ingrid and do the trade again. I might do that later on offline, but ultimately we will get this thing as well, and we are going to get two implants. So these two implants are very interesting. First, we have a genius implant. What it does is it basically gives you a global learning factor of plus 15, mental break threshold of minus 15. Now, Ingrid already is iron weld, so her minimum threshold, like the maximum of her break threshold, is minus 14 or plus 14. So, if we get this implant to Ingrid, she's practically not breakable. She will have plus 15% research speed and plus 15% consciousness. The next implant we are going to get is the versatility implant. So this one is again good for trading. So this one allows you to have trade price improvement of plus 12%, which is again pretty good. So by doing that close swap of Ingrid while she was trading, I was able to get a much better deal, and we were able to get not just the mastery and the genius and the versatility implant, but also the mastery implant. This is something similar to the what we saw the genius implant, but instead of 15%, this gives everything 14%. But we can stack both of them together to get benefits of both of them together. So let's take all of our Ilgin loot and let's go back to the next wall and see what goodies awaits us there. And we are here. You can also see we also got two new recruits. One is Andrew. Let's see, what do you have, Andrew, for us? We cannot see them right now. Once we open the vault, I think we should be able to see them that time. So let's just put a caravan hitching spot here. Ingrid, do me a favor and rope. Yes, you are already doing that. Tony, you come here as well. Okay, Ingrid, let's go. Let's start hacking. New recruit, caravan arrived. Yeah, we know. So take a look at Ingrid's hacking speed. She was doing like 120 hacking speed, now she's at 480%. This is because of her gear. So let's take a look at Ingrid information hacking speed. Yeah. So you can see Ingrid's intellectual gives her 120%, but because of the additional things that we have, that gives us 400% global work speed. That is the gear, void gear. It's ridiculously overpowered. So to fight it, we probably need fire. So fight fire with fire. Hey, the area is revealed. Let's see what we have here. And we don't need the minimap. Andrew, so what are you like? You are a super immune wimp, delicate genie who is good at shooting, intellectual, medical, crafting, mining. So we definitely need a bunch of soldiers. Space tactician, shooting an intellectual, okay. Powers. Oh, awesome. So this one we also got super lucky that this person also has the same superpower of promising candidate. So we can put Andrew through a bunch of these upgrades, and he should come out alive each time. Tony, CS is very useless, but Tony is a good doctor, so we'll keep Tony around. And finally, we have a new recruit, Jurist. Okay, Jurist, what are you like? You are a undergrounder, psychically deaf night owl who is again very good at intellectual, nothing else going on, plants, meh, it's okay. And crafting, again, all genies are good at crafting, so it's nothing really surprising. What are your powers like? Let's see. You have a overshield, projecting a localized shield, unidirectional step shield for 30 seconds, sending all incoming ground level projectiles far away. extremely draining for the user 3 minutes before it's charged again. So this is more or less like a shield pack that we get normally. You can use this infinitely. That's a good thing. And again, the weakness is the tantrum, same as Ingrid. Hey, what was your weakness, Andrew? Sickly. Becomes ill very, very often. And ironically, he was super immune to begin with. That is funny. We'll have to see. I think the superpowers override the whatever traits that are here. So we'll have to see. Or maybe we'll have to get him some kind of implant that will allow him to gain immunity much faster than anybody else. But overall, he is a good candidate just because of this. Okay, great. Continue hacking. Let's see. In the meantime, let's just open up all the doors here and see what we have here. I don't think we'll have to do a lot of hacking in this case because this vault is pretty small. We have a bunch of meals and we have just a slingshot. We won't be using slingshot just yet, but overall the use of slingshot is just to trade some of the resources that we have here that we don't want to get something else. Okay, Ingrid, start hacking for the next vault. You folks can just relax for a bit. He's sleeping. It's nice and cute television. In the meantime, we'll just start preparing for going to the next vault as well. Let's go, Ingrid. And it's done. He already got the location for the next vault. So let's Ingrid eat something. She can sleep on the road. She doesn't need to sleep just yet. And Andrew is the good one that we are going to keep. So we'll keep Ingrid, Tony, Andrew, and Jurist is more or less like our expendable pawn. He has nothing good going on in terms of shooting or melee. So I'm sorry, Jurist. You will be the sacrificial lamb. Okay, also Ingrid, do one thing. Eat a little bit of blood from Jurist. At least he can do that. Oh wait, I'm not using coagulant. I need to use blood feed. Okay, she has gotten some. Get some from Andrew as well, and then we'll just start packing and leave. Actually, before we do that, why don't we do a quick surgery here? So let's see what's the cleanliness of this room is. This is pretty clean. Questions: install versatility implant, install mastery implant to Ingrid. Go ahead, prioritize operating on Ingrid. And you, clean this room. Don't be lazy. Tony, I'm counting on you. Do not fail me. What is your surgery success chance is 86%. So you should be good enough. Yes, nice. So success. Awesome. Wonderful. I would be very, very upset if you botched any of those because those implants are very expensive. So overall, all of these implants will add a lot. So once Ingrid gets out of the sedated state, we should be able to see her final stats. That would be amazing. So let's just put one bed for them, and maybe other beds. Other people can just sleep on the floor, I guess. And once Ingrid is up and running, we can pack up and move. So Ingrid is up. So let's pack up and leave. And we are here. So after dumping everything we didn't want, everything, all the junk things, finally we are able to afford a void half cycler. It is similar to the circadian half cycler and it kind of provides you a penalty of minus 15% as usual, but this is immune to EMP damage. So that's why it's pretty good. So Ingrid will never have to sleep. And this minus 15% consciousness penalty can be easily recovered by other implants. So ultimately, there would be no effect to Ingrid. So let's just take that and continue moving. Okay. One thing we are going to do here is we are going to settle each and every one of these. I forgot to do that from the last one. But as we don't have a permanent base, we would not get the big void attacks that generally happen when you have a base. So that's why we are just going to settle each and every tile that we visit. So let's just go settle this one. Yeah, we don't care about it. Okay, let's go in. Zoom in. Ooh, it's a huge vault. So Ingrid, why don't you go and start hacking that bit? Who else is a good hacker? I think. Oh, Judas. You are a good hacker. You go hack that thing and let's get started. Let's just take a look at our geniuses. So this is Clement. Clement is very, very good at what? Um, she is a chemical fascination iron build and she has a firebolt and she's audacious, so she doesn't do a right click task. So hacking is doesn't count as right click task, so that's why. Ooh, this one looks very promising. He is an assassin that will hit all vital organs on each and every attack. Mute, so no social capabilities. Blast resistance, it's not very effective, but if you accidentally get caught into blast, you will take no damage. Prideful. When rebuffed, 10% chance to go into murderous mental state against the person who rebuffed them. Okay, but they probably would not, I guess, talk to anyone. If they cannot talk to anyone, how are they going to get rebuffed? Let's see. Night has been going along pretty good, but this seems to be a pretty big and pretty weird vault with lots of doors here, lots of locked doors on the way. We had to mine a little bit here to get to the next vault door, but we are here. Okay, I'm gonna do the hacking. You are good at hacking. You open this thing and the CE, and we have more doors to hack. Good. Okay, keep hacking. Okay, Ingrid, start opening the caskets one by one. And we have Ben here. Ben did not decide to join us, and he has toxic resistance. Parrish did join us, and he is a telepath, which has a berserk capability, but it's gonna be really bad because all the white people are totally psi insensitive. So you are gonna be our volunteer, I guess. Heat resistance, yeah, bigot, nope. You are a weapons expert. This is pretty good. Like she is able to have 50% aiming time reduction and cooldown reduction on range, but she's a hussar, so we need to keep providing her with go juice. So yeah, not that useful. We need to get out of this place as soon as possible. Eh, might as well take the Vanometer Past. We have a large flat screen TV. We'll take that one as well. So put everything in home zone. That is already there. Good. Come on, Ingrid, finish the last hack. And we have a military trait. Oh, weird. This one doesn't have any genetic experimentation facility, or maybe it's right here and I'm not seeing it. That would be embarrassing. We got some medicine. And nope. Had this, and yeah, there doesn't seem to be any superhero medical facility here. It's just a very, very big ancient complex, I guess. Oh, we got void tech power cell, similar to Vanometric power cell, I guess. Equal power. And you have Archotech Eye and Archotech Lens. That is gonna be pretty good. We are not going to be doing any of this here because this has a lot of wealth and would not be wise for us to take on a base that has this much wealth. So we'll just grab whatever we can and just leave. So on the ninth day, we ripped off this vault. We took everything valuable from this vault, all the people that are there, and we just formed a caravan. We can't believe it's already 9 days, and we only have 21 days remaining to get as much specialty gear from Void as possible. So let's just skip and abandon this settlement. Let's just go to the Void and dump all of our stuff and see what we can buy. Okay, after looking at it for a very, very long time, I decided to just buy 3 items. One, that is gonna be a very good armor. This will be very, very useful for our melee guy. So this is gonna be 125% sharp, 60% blunt, and 150% heat. And this gives them plus 5 movement speed bonus. That's gonna be really good. And it should come with a shield. Yes, it does come with a shield. So he doesn't have to take any damage. So that's gonna be pretty good. The other thing that we are getting is a rifle for Ingrid. So let's go and see. We are gonna get a Corpse Destroyer excellent rifle. So this is the rifle that can actually penetrate void shields. So this would be really good for us to have something like this. We are also getting a void AI implant that is gonna be giving us learning speed bonus, which is 50%, mental break threshold minus 25, and research speed is plus 50. Research and consciousness is the best things that we are getting out of this implant. So let's just take that and spare change, that is 1500 silver, and done. On the way, we also stopped at our second neighbor and we managed to snag one prosperity implant. Prosperity implant is again gonna be good for trading. So let's see what it does. It has plus 33% trade price improvements, which is really good. And we can also see this ultra boost implant is at a very discounted rate here for some reason. So this was around 38 or 30,000 something in Void, but here it is just 1600. So it's better for us to buy implants whichever we can find here. So let's accept that and look at that. It's perfect. So let's get going to the next wall. Let's approach that with full speed. And we are here. Let's pause. Go in. We will also settle this vault. This again seems to be identical to the previous vault. So let's just start hacking. Philip here has, let's see, the power of assassination. So this is really good. If we are able to give Philip a weapon that has a lot of fire rate, if any of the bullets of Philip hit anything, they are going to hit vital organs. So this is a really good power. So if we, let's say, equip Philip with something like a good minigun, he is going to be very, very devastating for enemies, right? He also is blast resistant, but it's not very useful for us. Health wise, Philip has an old gunshot wound in his shoulder, So let's see if we can fix him. I think we have an Architect leg and an Architect arm. Yes, Architect leg and an Architect arm. So we can give that to Philip at the end and have him carry something else. Tony is our doctor, so we cannot get rid of Tony just yet. Tony doesn't have any good superpowers as well, just empathy. And Andrew is an interesting candidate because Andrew has a promising candidate trait. Andrew doesn't have anything else going for him other than that, just being super immune. That's it. So, Andrew, let's take a look at Dennis. Dennis has exactly the same thing, but Dennis is finicky. He takes 3 times as much time to do any task as anybody else. So, Dennis is not be a good colonist, but he could be a really good fighter. But yeah, he sucks. He sucks in shooting as well as melee. So, bye bye, Dennis. Now, Draper. Let's see about Draper. So, Draper has weapons expert, 50% less aiming time and range cooling time is less 50%. He is a jogger, so that is a win-win for us. So, definitely we would be keeping Draper. So, Dennis, Clement, Jurist, and Parish needs to be go take a trip. So what we need to do, we have this ancient supply slingshot. What the slingshot does is whatever you load in this particular slingshot basically goes to a different vault. That's the load. And once it goes to that particular vault, they use those resources and return us a equivalent amount of goodies. So let's just send our soldiers there. So we have loaded most of the items here. Some of the items are pending. We don't care about them. So the main thing that we loaded here is Dennis, Parrish, and Clement. And we can just launch the supplies. Since that these spawns will be gone forever. So the lore wise we can think of is Ingrid is delegating some of her soldiers or giving them to other walls to secure those walls. And go. So while we are here, let's just open up some of the presses and see what we have in this new world. Who is going to join us and what are their powers? So we have Fernand who has joined us and his power is animal speech. It allows us to cast on an animal that will tame it instantly. It is a decent power and with the same immature, I guess, weakness. He is a tough cannibal, cyclically deaf, with literally zero on animals. That's ironic. And a hussar. Other one is Dory. She did not decide to join us. Let her be. How old are you? You are 28. Trujillo is also gone. McDaniel decided to join us. So let's see what McDaniel has. So he has a redundant stomach, meaning he doesn't need to eat ever. That's interesting. And he gets easily enraged and gets into social fight even when they are slighted. Okay, plasteel claws, man, this would be an interesting combination. Somebody who has a Wolverine like plasteel claws, who is very short tempered and can easily get into social fights, seems like a recipe for disaster. But and he's paranoid. Whenever he's outside home area, he suffers mood debuffs. Not a very good strong start. Let's see. You are a masochist fast walker and a hussar. Yeah, no, you are not gonna survive. Chet is gone. And last one, Nicole, is also gone. So there's no point looking at their powers and stuff. In the meantime, we have been busy. We implanted the prosperity implant as well as the void tech AI implant to Ingrid. And Philip got his architect arm and architect leg. We also kept Fernand, the guy who has the power of whispering to animals, and the other three we just said the same way as the Dodo. So this is all the stuff we are carrying. And we arrive at the new map. The same story, we'll just ask Ingrid to hack the door and see what presents we have. We need to quickly loot this vault because right now we are running at day number 17. So we don't have a lot of time before Void turns hostile against us. So we opened it up and we found a lot of nanites, so 7 super nanites. We found four people here, which is Miles, Brian, Jang, and Rail. They are pretty much worthless, so we are just going to send them to the next wall. And let's pack up and move. This is all we are carrying. We also picked up a donkey on the way while coming to this. With the help of nanites and all the junk we are selling, we are able to afford just one Ultra Boost implant. The Ultra Boost implant gives you a lot of things, including the global learning speed, work speed, consciousness, and everything plus 35%. So we are approaching day 20 and we have done a couple of vault looting. I'm going to do rest of the vault looting offline and before I meet you in the next episode. But for now, I know that there hasn't been a lot of action in this episode, but there is a lot to come with Void. So see you next time.